Want to see more cool videos on our channel? We do, so press this bell and enable to send notifications.
The world is so full of natural wonders that new, amazing, and unbelievable places can be discovered every day. These unbelievable places from all around the world are, in their own right, beautiful, consisting of everything from individual monuments to expanses of water and ancient villages to modern cities. They may not all be attracting, appealing, or aesthetically pleasing to everyone, but to some, they are some of the most stunning places on Earth. And yes, all of those places are real. 10. Jatinga, Assam, India. Having a population of around 2,500, this village is famous worldwide for its unexplained phenomenon of bird suicides. Most of the migratory birds visiting the area never leave the town, dropping dead for no rhyme or reason on the streets. The case gets even more inscrutable as these birds always plummet to their death between 6 p.m. to 9:30 p.m. on the moonless nights of September and October. These mass suicides only occur on a specific 1 mile by 600 feet strip of land, and this phenomenon is said to have occurred year after year without a break for more than a century. Locals explain that it's the evil spirits in the sky that compels the birds to give up their lives, but scientists have a different story to share. They say that it is the dense monsoon fog in high altitude, which makes the bird feel dizzy, thus hitting trees and buildings and eventually losing their lives. Another theory offered by scientists is that these birds are attracted towards village lights, which later confuse them, along with many others. None of them proves any theory behind this strange place in India, thus continuing to haunt and intrigue the resident and traveler minds just the same. 9. Slow Point, New Zealand. Slow Point is the most southern point of New England's South Island. The region is consistently lashed with fierce and cold southwesterly winds that blow up from Antarctica. The wind here is so intense and relentless that the trees are twisted, warped, and forever bent along the direction the wind blows. Slow Point is predominantly used for sheep farming, and aside from a few sheep, no humans or other animals live on this part of the island. There are a few derelict shacks built under the protection of the windswept trees, but even those are abandoned. The spectacularly steep cliffs drops down to the sea below. The views are truly amazing over the rocky coastline and surrounding cliffs. There is a small signpost that shows the distance to the equator and the South Pole, and a small solar-powered lighthouse that stands on the farmland. There are no proper roads to Slow Point, but it can be reached by a 20-minute walk following dilapidated yellow markers. 8. Al Nasla Rock Formation. There are many natural occurrences that can bewilder the traveler. This is one of them. This little slice of perfection. See the uniform split between the flat faces of these two standing stones? Al Nasla is one of the most photogenic petroglyphs in the area. Its natural shape is a big mystery that no one has been able to solve yet. Make sure you embark on a holiday to Saudi Arabia to catch a sight of this natural structure. 7. Painted Dunes, USA. The Painted Dunes at Lassen Volcanic National Park look like a landscape pulled straight from a watercolor painting. Red and orange blotches cover the rolling terrain, with verdant trees speckled throughout their range. The inky blackness of the surrounding volcanic earth highlights their fiery hues. Though the colorful whirls and streaks seem as though they're the work of some imaginative landscape artist, they're one of nature's masterpieces. The artists responsible for the dunes' unusual appearance are none other than the area's volcanoes. The Painted Dunes are pumice fields that formed from layers of oxidized volcanic ash. The ash became so vividly oxidized and colorful because it fell atop a bed of lava flows while still hot. 6. Hide and Seek Beach, Orissa. Hide and Seek Beach is located in Orissa. Here, the sea disappears and miraculously reappear. As it plays with you is an unforgettable experience that will leave you in awe of the miracles of nature. One of nature's truly wondrous works is how the sea at this beach recedes up to 5 kilometers during the ebb, and then comes back to fill the emptiness with the high tide. This literally gives us the opportunity to walk deep into the actual seabed. In fact, when you walk on the beach when it has receded, only your feet get submerged into the shallow water and get surrounded by moist sand. So if you take a picture from afar, it looks as if you are actually walking on water. 5. The Erotic Rock Valley, Turkey. Far out in the dry and dusty plains of Anatolia lies one of Turkey's biggest tourist draws, Cappadocia, a UNESCO World Heritage Site of ancient rock homes, underground churches, and Byzantine art. It's probably one of the most historically important areas in the Middle East, so it's kind of strange to discover it's also home to a forest of gigantic stone dildos. You read that right. Thanks to a long history of geological upheaval, rocks around the little town of Gorium have fashioned themselves into all kinds of weird shapes. Nowhere have these shapes been weirder than in Love Valley. Sticking straight up into the sky and crowned with slightly conical bulges at the top, the rocks here look more or less exactly like Ron Jeremy's junk on steroids. The entire valley is full of them, enormous stone wangs, stretching off into the distance as far as the eye can see. Unsurprisingly, the area is now a favorite destination for European frat boys to go and take amusingly suggestive photos. 4. Emerald ice on Baikal Lake, Russia. Lake Baikal in southern Siberia remains covered with ice for almost 5 months a year. Every winter, as the temperature plummets below zero, the surface of the world's largest freshwater lake freezes. But ice doesn't begin to form until the middle of winter, long after the beginning of severe Siberian frosts. When other rivers and lakes froze long before in the year, Baikal still resists ice formation. But when it starts freezing, typically in the beginning of January, it stays frozen for about 5 months or from January to May. The lake freezes over, but the water is so clear that, from the surface, you can see an astounding 130 feet below you. Wind, temperature differences, frost and sun in the ice crust cause cracks and ice hummocks to form. Transparent and shining in a turquoise color, these masses of broken ice look like shards of glass rising into the sky. They are caused by the slow and unequal pressure in the main body of the packed ice, as well as by the unequal structure and temperature. Now that's one for the bucket list. 3. Tunnel of Love. Just outside the city of Klevin in Ukraine, a nearly 2-mile stretch of private railway has turned the surrounding trees into an enchanting natural tunnel. A train transporting wood to the nearby fiberboard factory runs 3 times daily. Otherwise, the railway tracks through the tree tunnel make for a lovely stroll for couples and singles alike. The romantic setting earned this stretch of track its nickname, the Tunnel of Love. It's also called the Green Mile Tunnel, for the bright leafy branches that arc over the railway. The tunnel is at its lushest during the spring and summer when the trees are at the peak of their leafiness, but the colorful foliage of fall and snow-covered branches of winter make for captivating sights as well. Local legend has it that couples who visit the tunnel will be granted a wish, provided their intentions are sincere. 2. Chenze Mountains, China. Deemed as China's one of the most scintillating tourist destinations, the mesmerizing beauty of the sky-tapering pinnacles of Chenze Mountains, which surges from the hellish valley like lethal natural arrows, conjure the souls of the visitors. An exceptionally beautiful Chenze Mountain region makes out a golden triangle of tourist attractions, along with Zhangjiajie Forest Park and Suyu Valley, and is located in the northern alpine terrain of Willingwan Scenic Area. An astounding landscape of Chenze Mountains is famous for the cluster of natural pillars made up of eroded sedimentary rocks. The rock pillars are, more often than not, get draped with the thick envelope of mist, which makes the entire landscape look like a huge smoke gun firing at all its might, just like the Pandora world shown in the movie Avatar. The Chenze Mountains, which dominates the landscape of the stone pillars, rises 1,262 meters above the sea level and provides more than 100 observation decks to explore the nation's exquisite work of art. 1. The Blue City of Chefchaouen, Morocco. Planet Earth is a wondrous place that never ceases to amaze with its majestic wonders of nature and jaw-dropping man-made marvels. If you're fascinated by places that will give you goosebumps, you'll certainly be intrigued by the Blue City of Chefchaouen. Nicknamed the Blue Pearl of Morocco, this city is straight out of a child's imagination. Chefchaouen was founded in 1471 by the Jews and Moors fleeing Spain and is located high up in the Rif Mountains. There are lots of different stories that claim to answer why the city ended up blue. Some say the Jews who fled Hitler during the Second World War painted it. Others say it's to keep the mosquitoes away, while the rest claim it was to mimic the vibrant blue of the sea. Regardless of the reason, the results are quite breathtaking and unlike anywhere else on Earth. Blue being the color of calm, this city is quiet and relaxed. A perfect haven for those looking to escape the hubbub of Morocco's bigger, more bustling metropolises. Thank you so much for watching, and if you enjoyed the video, please let me know by clicking the like button. Do share, write a comment, and don't forget to subscribe so that you can catch up to my next video.